Hey guys, James here today, and welcome to another house building video. Today we are in Aluna Island. I finally got a build done for it. 1 down, 59 to go, as it were. I've started on lot number 60, which I guess is the very last lot in the world. I don't know, I thought it was a good starting point, and I built a house that I'm really happy with, and I think it fits the style that I'm going with just right. So we're starting off because there's that kind of like lower cliff area down there that you just saw me sort of playing around with, and I figured that was perfect height for a second level down the bottom. So what I've done is I'm building like a sloped driveway going down there, and because I don't have much room between the front and the back of the lot, because it's only it's 40 wide by 25 deep, so it's not, you don't have a lot of length or depth to play with, I guess. So I'm making the driveway a little steeper than I normally would, so it's like a double, twice the gradient of a driveway I would normally do. Just then I was looking for a fence that I could use underneath the house instead of walls, but just went with walls in the end. It originally started off on this quite flat lot, then I'm like, hang on, let's just bring it down a bit and do some landscaping. And then it changes a lot, like the actual landscape of the lot changes quite a bit from the lot that it starts out as, I guess, which is kind of interesting anyways. So you can see me sort of just leveling out areas here, because it ended up being a nice 2-story house. It ends up being like 3 bedrooms, I think, 2 bathrooms. Only ensuite bathrooms though, no non-ensuite bathrooms, so I guess that's kind of annoying if you're entertaining, but hey, you know, whatever, not my problem, that's the Sims problems. Yeah, so I'm just doing a little landscaping now, sort of getting the shape I want, and of course I do change it in a minute, because I want to add it in a pool off the side of the house, and I turned that, because originally that lower level that I'm doing now was just going to be the garage. It was just going to be a garage and maybe like a deck area down there, but then I sort of turned it into a full second level, because I thought, well, 1 level isn't enough room, so let's just add in a bit more space. So you'll see initially I started off doing all these sort of stilted foundations here. And I cut out the middle because I feel that there's just too many pylons with these sort of stilted foundations. Just too many. I don't know why there are so many, but I guess in reality it would make sense. But in the game, I just feel like it looks like there's too much. So I kind of just delete the centers of them more often than not. But yeah, so I'm kind of working on the actual shape of the house and sort of figuring out how that's all going to go down. Building, I guess, the actual house itself. It's quite a decent sized house, not too small, not too big, just about right. So we're just sort of coloring all this stilts because I didn't want them to be concrete. They should sort of be beachy and sort of islandy kind of style. It's kind of like a contemporary island styled house, I would feel, or at least that's how I see it. It's kind of like a coastal house, I guess. Yeah, so I'm sort of turning that area beneath there into a room. And originally I was going to make it like a rumpus room, but then I make the lower level even bigger, and then it turns into a place for more bedrooms. So it just turns up being a couple of bedrooms down the bottom there, and the 2-car garage. So lots of places for your cars. Well, I guess 2 places for your cars. Anyways, just coloring up the sort of edging of the floor that sort of matches the sort of stilts there. I got this nice light wood decking going around the house. I extended around there as well. So there's a nice large deck area out the back. There's like 2 levels of deck, of course, because you got this lower level here that I'm doing now, and then the level above. And I do a lot of fun things out on there. I put like a ping pong table and I think a shuffleboard, or a McShufflin shuffleboard, or whatever the hell it's called. The thing that my Sims always seem to want, but I never put in the house. I don't know why, but it seems to be something they always ask for. So anyways, that big flat area down there that I put in with all that flooring is actually where the pool is going to go in just a moment's time. I'll probably chuck it in pretty soon. I'm just painting underneath it because it looked a bit weird where you could see the grass on the edge. Lots of stairs down there. So we've got 2 stairs going down outside. Then we also have a staircase on the inside of the house. So lots of access to both levels. No worries there. Using a fence from Supernatural. Now that is something I spared no expense on using expansions and store content in this. So it just uses like whatever I thought fit. Because as you know, I said that Aluna Island, the world itself, is base game. The houses I built for it aren't necessarily going to be base game, and obviously this one isn't. It uses a lot of stuff pack and a lot of store content. However, I've said this many times, but a lot of people still don't seem to realize it, but you do not need to have all the stuff packs and all the expansion packs or the store content to download it. It will still work, or at least 99% of the time it will download, install fine. You just got to make sure your game is fully up to date, and then it should work, no issues really, and should be playable. I mean, obviously items will be replaced and it may not look as pictured, but you will still have the house in general, and then you can do what you like with it. So keep that in mind. I was trying to figure out a nice way to sort of do some supports underneath. I was thinking of just continuing that sort of porch fencing, but I only did it in one spot, and then I sort of just put regular columns elsewhere because it just looked better, and it just wasn't possible to do it otherwise. Yeah, so I was having a lot of trouble. If you checked out the sort of building live stream that I did, I was having a lot of trouble sort of starting off on a lot for this world. I didn't know where I wanted the world to be, and I didn't know how I wanted it to look. And I did a lot of builds between that live stream and now, just trying to figure out what the hell I wanted to do. And then I just started building this, and it just felt right. It just felt like I wanted to, this is what I wanted. And so I just went away with it, and I think it turned out just right. And I'm really happy with it. And I think this sort of cements in the sort of style that the world is going for, which I think should be awesome. It's a pretty good style, if I do say so myself. Did a pretty good job, if I say so myself. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I kept trying to build on the sort of townhouse lots, and I wasn't getting it right. I don't know, it just wasn't working. But of course, I'll go back to them eventually and get it done. But we have started off here on this cliff lot, because I wanted to do a cliff lot to start off with. There's no fun. It's nothing. It's not like it's not exciting just doing a boring old flat lot, because there's a few flat lots in this world. And I was thinking I could do that, or I could do something a little bit more fun instead of just doing another flat lot. We'll obviously have to do flat lots at some point, but I thought we'd start off with a nice cliff lot and something that's a bit different, because I don't think there's that many people that have built for lot number 60 yet. I guess there might be a few by now, but when I was checking the other day, there was only like 2 or 3 of them. So I thought, that's a good one to start with. Not many options for this lot yet either. Putting in a nice fountain there from Island Paradise, and I chuck in lots of rocks behind it to sort of blend it into the landscape. And you'll notice I did a nice fence around the pool area to, I don't know, just have a fence around it, because that is a law in Australia that you have to have a fully fenced off pool area so that your younglings can't enter there and drown, which I guess is a good law. It's always a handy thing to have. Just doing that. So I've chosen the colors now for the house. It's got nice siding on the top, stones on the bottom, and a green roof. I don't know, I really like that green roof. Really colorful sort of interior on this house as well, or at least I try to make it colorful on the inside. And I don't know, I thought the green roof went nicely, because when you look at it from above, well, at least I feel like it kind of blends into the terrain of the island, and it sort of matches nicely with the sort of tones and the colors, because you've got the stones on the bottom which sort of match in with all the sort of rock and cliffs of the world, and then you have the sort of green roof and all that, and all the sort of wooden stilts and fences that match in with all the trees and everything, which I thought was a pretty good sort of color scheme to go with. And yeah, so I put in all those columns around the place now to sort of support the balconies and all that. Jumping back into it now, this is where I start building the like more of the lower level, because I was like, well, there's not that much room in this house, and I don't exactly want it to be just a sort of a 2-sim house. I wanted it to be a family home, because there's definitely enough room for a whole family to live there. So I thought, well, why not? Let's just make this a whole family area. And make it all usable. And of course, you could easily build another level on top, like where the roof is. If you just built a second level above that, well, I guess it'd be the 3rd level, because it's really easy to expand upward. And of course, you could do basements as well if you need more space. So quite easily expandable without any issues. But yeah, so yeah, I've just extended that little lower level there and put the stone around there. Yeah, so it's quite a nice large level down there now. And like I said, it ends up being sort of 2 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, bathroom, and the sort of garage area there is what the lower level is anyways. So it's like the idea was that the sort of parents would live on the upper level and the kids and stuff would live on the lower level. I don't know. Thought it was a cool idea. Ideally, I would have liked to have gotten a sort of rumpus room in there with like a pool table and all that sort of a second living room, I guess. But there wasn't enough room, so kind of left it out. I was thinking of sacrificing one of the bedrooms, but then I thought there'd only be 2 bedrooms if I did that. So I decided to not do that, and there's only 1 living room. Yeah, like I said, ideally I would have liked to have 2, but that plan did not pan out, unfortunately. Just sort of those sort of stilted foundations, they do a really annoying glitch. When you put them next to like a wall, like a wall there, they sort of cut out a slice of the wall and you can see straight through it. And it kind of really annoyed me. Recolor the little post box there as well. Because other places in the world I've recolored the post box in like sort of that aqua kind of blue color. But on this house I made it green because it sort of matches a little bit better. Unfortunately, for some reason, there's no rocks that match that fountain. They're really quite light. Oh, actually, that's something I didn't check. I didn't check if those rocks are recolorable. I mean, I assume they're not, but there were no rocks that matched it in color. So it does stick out a little bit from the sort of rocks I placed behind it. But hey, what are you going to do? That's just how it is. So we're just going around doing all the landscaping of the house now. And then we'll shortly be getting into our furnishing of the house. So just getting a lot of the sort of same plants as in the world to sort of match it up. I didn't want to use too many sort of expansion plants or anything like that, because if you start placing different plants on this lot, then it doesn't really match the world, because you're like, well, why are there those kind of special plants on this lot but nowhere else in the world? So I was trying to keep to the same sort of floral scheme. Yeah. So using the same sort of palms and shrubs and all that around the place. Just trying to make it look lush, of course, because it is a nice tropical place to live, and you'd want it to be all tropical for you. Using these University Life windows, I thought they fit like perfectly for this house. I don't know, University Life has a lot of really good, just sort of generic objects that kind of can work in a sort of vast array of situations. Like they have those other windows that don't have this sort of little detailing on the top that sort of looks like a nice big modern window. Those are really good too. But round the back of the house, I used these sort of supernatural windows. I mean, they match the style of the other ones because they still have that sort of cross pattern in them. And it means I could use those nice big sort of French doors everywhere, which I felt you want pretty big windows looking out like on this island, just because of why wouldn't you want to enjoy the view? You'd be mad not to have giant windows to enjoy it all and soak it in. Figuring out where to put the stairs there, it was a little bit uneven. I don't know, if for some reason the stairs didn't want to place right in the corner there, so I had to place them one back, and then I decided, like, well, I can just put the door to the garage there, so that works for me. No worries. Just colouring up the stairs in there, and yeah. So, and then I think we just go around and very shortly and just do the sort of floor plan and the preliminary sort of painting of walls and all that. Yeah. So just colouring all those sort of stilts as well so they match up a little bit better, because they were a little bit too bright. Doing the front door there. I liked that the front door was sort of on the side there, so when you look at the house from the front, you don't actually see the door, you just see the windows, which I thought was kind of cool. But the door was just sort of tucked in on the left there. Getting these awesome sort of wicker chairs around the place. I think they're from Supernatural, I think they were. Yeah, a lot of wicker chairs, because I felt like that was pretty damn islandy and outdoorsy, so lots of wicker around the place. Got it there again. Nice little wicker sofa. So you can just sit out on the porch and enjoy the sunset or the cool evening breeze after a nice hot day on the island. So I thought that was a pretty cool place to sort of hang out. And of course, there's lots of balconies because you'd want lots of outdoor space. Because their sort of garden isn't that big. Well, their garden pretty much is the decks and the pool. That's their garden. There's no like sort of grass anywhere, which I guess is a drawback of living on a cliff. And especially because, like I said before, this lot doesn't have much depth. It's quite a shallow lot, so it's kind of squished in there. That's why I sort of took advantage of all doing the sort of balconies all over the place. Yes, but here we are trying to do the rooms. I was trying to get a bathroom in that wasn't an ensuite, but it didn't really work. However, in hindsight, I just thought of a way it would have worked. And I'll explain it in a minute once we do the floor plan. But, you know, I did a shared bathroom between the two bedrooms, which I thought was a sort of a fine idea. Because you see, I go for this sort of little sort of split up between the bedrooms, that sort of bathroom in the middle. If I just swapped those sides there to put it in the hallway, that would have worked. But I didn't. Anyways, trying to figure out what I want to do with the floor plan here, because we have that sort of big 4-wide hallway in the center, and I was trying to figure out how I wanted to sort of work the rest of it out. So we have a nice big sort of living room right there in the middle, and then on the far end of the house is where the kitchen and dining room is. That is the master bedroom that I was just planning out there on the top level. Choosing the tiles I want to put in the kitchen. I do a grey initially, then I change it to a white just because I felt it was much more bright and it wasn't as gloomy. It's a very bright and colourful house this ends up being, which is quite a good thing in my opinion anyways, because I feel like it probably should be quite bright and light and not dark and horrible, because that doesn't really make any sense. So yes, lots of light colours everywhere. Just doing the sort of wall... Oh, no, I was going to say, well, actually, yeah, we did just do the walls and floors in the kitchen there. Changed it to white, changed the tiles to white just because I thought it looked nicer in the end. And then we do sort of, the base coat of the walls around the house is pretty much a sort of a white or a light white kind of color. And then each room sort of has a different colored kind of wall, all sort of pastel colors to sort of, I guess the pastels sort of in a way match together, but then they're all sort of really colorful around the place, and it just brings a lot of life into the house and gives it a unique vibe, unique feel. Doing a bit of cheating there, as you can see. Just using these sort of bug lights. I used tons of these in the house because I didn't want to put a whole bunch of ceiling lights in or a lot of wall lights just because I didn't feel like it fit very well. Using that really nice sort of lime or light lime green there. I actually really love that color in the hallways there. I thought it went really nicely with that sort of wooden floor as well. It gave a really nice sort of, I don't know, look to the hallway areas anyway. So doing the 2 bedroom wallpapers now. One up ends up being a kid's room. Probably a girl's room, really. But I guess you could change it quite easily by just changing the colors and that. And then the other one's sort of, I guess it's a teenager's room. But it could be a kid's room as well. Anyway, or an adult's room, really. But yeah, so it's kind of up to you, I guess, in the end of how you want to use it. I thought I would just do a pattern on this sort of level here for no particular reason. It's just like it's like a roof pattern underneath there. No particular reason, just because. I don't know. I just made it match the roof because I felt like doing that. And we're gonna jump into furnishing any second now. But yeah, here we go. Figuring out what... Oh, no, not here we go. Here we go now. Just doing the pool area first, making that sort of darker blue color. Ever since Arthur did that sort of dark blue pool in that Palm Cove build we did together, I've really loved making the pools that sort of darker, richer blue because it just such a nice color. I don't know, it makes the pool look awesome. Anyways, here we are in this sort of hallway, the entrance foyer, as it were, just detailing. Now, I took a lot of tips and tricks from Deligracy, who did the sort of apartment, what was it called? Oh my god, I forgot the name of the apartments that we did. Harbour View Apartments, that's it. Because she furnished that, and I've been taking tons of tips from her, so you'll probably see a lot of sort of similar ideas here and there. But I thought, hey, if I'm doing a world and I'm building all the lots in it, I don't want to spare any sort of effort. I want to go all in. It's all in or nothing, really. So all or nothing on this world. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna take my time doing this furnishing. I'm gonna detail every last inch, and by God, it took a long time because I'm not that experienced at furnishing. I was sort of, you can see here, I'm just going ham and just that little area there. And this is actually sped up twice as fast as the building footage. However, I think it's still entirely watchable because I'm doing these sort of areas really pedantically, just sort of picking items and coloring them, and oh dear. But you know what? I think it turned out fantastically in the end. I'm really happy with how the furnishing turned out, and it worked really well. Trying to get that sort of tapestry thing on the wall there, because I saw Deli using that sort of tapestry in her latest build that she did for Aluna Island, and I didn't even know that existed. Like, there's so many items in this game I just didn't know existed because I don't really look through the category, and because of that, a lot of the time you'll see me. It may not look so long in this sped up footage, but I was sitting there scrolling through the catalog trying to find certain items because I just didn't know where things were. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, sort of worth it. Definitely, well, not sort of, definitely worth it. So I'm just putting all these sort of shelves everywhere and all these little items on them to sort of make it look like people just chuck things here and there. Nice little shoe rack there. I've never really understood that shoe rack though, because the shoes on it seem absolutely massive to me. They seem like clown shoes, and they don't seem like they fit Sims at all. So I don't really know what the deal with that is. Doing the master bedroom right now. Went for a sort of salmony pink kind of color. And on the bed it has kind of like a wicker. It's like a wood and a wicker sort of thing. So it's kind of islandy and sort of nice there. Also, this sort of wardrobe idea here got from Delhi as well. Such a cool idea. I mean, it's not usable at all. You can't use it. Your Sims can't go in there and actually get the wardrobe. I don't know if there's a trick to making it work, but anyways, the way I did it didn't work. So I just put like another sort of wardrobe next to it. But I think that's such a cool idea. It just looks awesome. It just looks really detailed and really nice in there. So I thought that was cool. And I did those kind of shelves at the top, some clothes on them, folded clothes. Yeah, so we just put the sort of actual dresser next to it there. More shelves around the room, just detailing bits and pieces here and there. Doing some curtains for a bit of privacy. I don't think I do any curtains on the back half of the house though, because I figured, well, you're not really going to have people looking in there, unless I guess they're out on the balcony, but generally speaking, I figured the back of the house would be pretty private anyway, so you wouldn't really need curtains there. But I guess you can add them in if you want. More shoe racks there in the master bedroom there. I figured you could place them on top of the, I figured out that you could place them on top of the shelves as well, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I sort of stacked it up, got a too high shoe rack going on there. Using more of those Biodebug lights, not lightings. Doing the bathroom here. One of my patented shower designs where you just use sort of into the future window or any sort of modern window, and then you use the sort of dance studio shower, or you can use the one from something else. Probably Sunlit Tides, I think it might have been, or some venue that had another sort of open shower. Geez, that's some fast rotating there. Apologies for like the parts where I do rotate a lot, but a lot of the time I'm not moving the camera that much, so I thought it'd be okay. Hopefully. If not, in the future I will slow it down a bit, but for the most part, like I'm watching this as I'm commentating, obviously. For the most part, I think it's quite fine. Doing the kitchen here, nice light white color, which I thought was fitting because it's a contemporary house. There's no need to go for a sort of country kind of feel. Like by country I mean like sort of wooden cabinets and all that. I don't think that sort of suits the house, so we went for a nice clean sort of look. Did some shelves above the windows there with just sort of bits and pieces on top of it, which I thought was kind of a cool idea. Little teapot kind of thing there, and a serving tray, some soaps, and like kitchen towel up there as well. Little plant. I love that little into the future plant there, that little green one. I don't know, I love it. It's so cool. It's really awesome. And did some little flowers up there as well. And some kitchen knives, a microwave, and this sort of central bench in the kitchen there. I don't know. I did that in my Let's Build house as well. I did that sort of central. It was like a table, and I put it in the center of the kitchen. I thought it was a cool idea. I mean, because in reality you would use it, but obviously this isn't reality. But the idea is like you'd use it, and I put some little lemons on there as well, like little lemon juice kind of thing. Doing the dining table just there, sort of squished into the corner. Probably a few of those chairs aren't usable, but most of them should be just fine. Little cork board in the kitchen there as well. A lot of rotating there, but once I find out where I want to furnish next, the rotating stops, so that's fine. Doing some little sort of, I don't know, just bright, colorful chairs. I use a sort of like an old wood, so it looks like they're old chairs, and like sort of cracked paint on all that. I don't know, just sort of look kind of cool. Doing the living room now. Looks big and blue at the moment, and not that great to start off with, but it comes along just fine in the end. Because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do really, so just a bunch of bookcases, some shelves, sofas, you know, that kind of thing. And I think it looks quite good in the end, actually. It looks a bit weird at the moment. Oh, that sort of corner piece. I was trying to figure out if I could cover that, because that corner piece there where I overlapped the shelves, it sort of kept glitching out, and I was hoping there was a way I could make it look a little bit nicer, but it didn't pan out. One thing I actually did in this house as well is I turned all the light colors to the option that's called flame, so it's like kind of a warm light. So when it is nighttime, which you might see it briefly in this video, but it'll be probably too sped up. So yeah, you can see me going to nighttime and all that. But when it is nighttime and you play in the house, it has this really warm color on the inside, and I think it looks so cool. I don't know, it just gives it that slight feeling of coziness, I think, more so than white lights would have anyways. I did a sort of easel in there and a keyboard as well. A little table behind the sofa. We put a few bits and pieces on there, some books and a little fruit bowl kind of thing. Just make the carpet a little bit darker because the carpet blended in with the wall too much. You can kind of see that warm color there actually and see how warm the sort of living area is as opposed to how it looks during the day, which I think is kind of interesting. So we chucked in a foosball table in there as well for a bit of fun. Doing some wicker chairs out the back, using that cool little table there. Changed it into a wicker pattern as well. Lots of wicker. Gotta love wicker. I thought it'd be cool to put a ping pong table at the back now. Kind of suck if you hit the ball over the edge. Just don't hit the ball too hard, otherwise it will go over the cliff and be a bit of a pain to get back. But I don't know, I thought it looked kind of cool to have it up there. And I thought it'd be a bit of fun for your Sims to use. Coming downstairs now, doing the garage area. Now I kind of rotated the cars because I felt like it's got one garage door, but you got two cars parked in there. So I felt like they would sort of come in and sort of turn to get sort of away from the other car. Do these sort of counters around the place. So it's kind of like a workshop area as well. Yeah, I figured it kind of makes sense. Just do a little bit of detailing in the garage. Did some sort of paintings on the floor there as well. Coming down, doing the hallway area now. Same colors as upstairs, of course, because it is the same hallway. Sort of going with the same theme here and there. Got that large tapestry down there. I didn't change the pattern on this one, actually, because I really like that sort of pattern they've got going on there. Did a little shelf above that large sort of planter and doing little decorative items here and there. Little octopus toy thing, which I thought was kind of cool. I wanted to do a mirror at the end of the hallway here. Couldn't find one. Took me a while. Although it doesn't... Oh, wow, it looks like I did it so fast. I don't know. The furnishing, I think, took me, what, like 3... No, it kind of taken 3 hours. 2 hours, 2 hours, 20 minutes, I think. Which I guess isn't that long, but compared to what I normally do in terms of furnishing, it seemed like an absolute age and a half. It seemed like I was furnishing for ages. But having said that, I didn't get bored of doing it, which is interesting. Because normally I hate furnishing. But I guess just messing around, I was sort of just listening to some podcasts and sort of building and furnishing. So I guess it was kind of time flew by. So yeah, just doing those little wardrobes again there. And getting this double bed in there. Only one end table on that bed because the other side has the actual functional dresses, because you need to do functional dresses as well. I really like that sort of bedspread there. I don't know. It was interesting. I don't know. It was kind of cool. I thought the pattern looked kind of nice, so I used it. A little bit of a bookcase there. Did a nice big widescreen TV above the sort of computer area so you could watch it from bed. Thought it was a cool idea, sort of watch some movies from there. Found that really cool sort of shelf thing that had a lot of colorful glass in it. I think I presume it was a store item, or it came in something that I've never seen before, but it looked really cool. So I chucked it in the other bedroom. A lot of rotating, but it will slow down in just a minute. Doing the, oh, it's because that's why, because I'm copying all the bathroom stuff from upstairs and bringing it down. So apologies for that. Oh, it's a bit fast. Double sinks there. I got a comment the other day actually saying, why don't you ever do double sinks? I do from time to time, but not that often. But I decided to do double sinks in this one because it is a shared bathroom. So I guess the idea is you'd go in there in the morning, you'd both be brushing your teeth in each sink and doing whatever you need to do. So yeah, I turned this into a kid's bedroom. So I got a nice sort of fun pattern on the bed there and a little side table. And we do a lot of little toys everywhere around the room, like a lot of toys around the room, to sort of detail it all up and make it look a little bit sort of kid-friendly. Little sort of fun patterned rug in the middle. I think there's little butterflies on it or something. A lot of little toys sort of dumped around the place as well. And yeah, actually, did I do a dresser in this room? I don't think there's actually a functional dresser in this room. Yeah, apologies for that. So if you wanted to change clothes in that room, you might have to add it in. But anyways, did a little toy box, some teddy bears, some other sort of stuffed animals around the place. And here we are at the screenshots. Here's the front of the house. Obviously, that sloped driveway there. Here's another little angle of it. Nice sort of hot air balloon up in the sky. That's also looking from the front. More around the back now. There's a nice big pool and the sort of fountain there with flowing water. Nice sort of large overview there. Another angle from around the back. The stairs coming down. Nice wicker seating on the balcony. There's the front door, of course. A little mat to wipe your feet on. Those two colourful chairs I was talking about before. And these are just some of the shots of the balconies here and there. So you can see nice colourful seating around that little table outside for outdoor dining. Nice lounge chairs to sort of relax on. A view over the pool out to the ocean. And a nice sort of low angle shot looking up at the house there. You can see that awesome sort of waterfall from the pool. Here is the sort of main hallway, the entrance to the house. You can see the front door just there. A lot of stuff there. Now, this is like the hallway that connects the living room, which is just here that we can see now. And it also connected to the kitchen, which we'll see in just a minute. That's the other side of the living room. Here is the kitchen dining table just on that side. Looking down the hallway, you can see through the house to the other side. There's obviously the kitchen and the sort of main table. And another little angle of the kitchen with that shelf up above, which I thought was cool. Another angle of the main hallway, so you can see where the main bedroom is. The master bedroom is here. And you can see I also did the ceilings. They sort of have that border around on the ceilings, which I thought was kind of a cool idea. A few angles of the master bedroom. Here is the garage. That roof isn't black. It was actually just a glitch because I had the level above activated. Apologies for that. But anyways, so that's kind of what the ceiling actually looks like there. So it's that sort of white color. Here's a little kid's bedroom in there, little guitar. I don't know. They can't even use a guitar, but it's there. So yeah, enjoy. Another little angle there. And here's a shared bathroom with the shower and the 2 sinks. Here is the last bedroom and another little angle of it. And we're going into the floor plan shots here. But thank you for watching this build. You can check out the download in the description below. I will see you next time and have an awesome day.